Whoa, morning everyone.
Morning.
It's Clinton finally.
There you
So
go.
we're walking to the shops just to get some bread for the kids because they're staying over this weekend, aren't they?
Yep.
It's a big day today, God. It's a bit windy.
We had a big meeting this morning.
With who again?
Morrgul.
So what does Morrgul do, hun?
They help you establish up the constitution and help you set up your goals and basically some guidelines for your future and stuff like that, yeah, and give us a lot of information to help get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it should be. It's very exciting, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, it's freezing wind.
So not long to go now before the meeting, and hopefully it's a good outcome.
Yeah. So I had the night markets last night. Wasn't as good as last time, but it's because all the guys had done so much hand painting table runners that all that stock got sold last week, so they're all in the middle of production, as you've probably seen on the posts. So they're all doing that, so hopefully by next week we'll have a bit more stock. What other news is there to say at the moment? It is early.
Yeah.
It's very early.
Hopefully we'll have some more information this afternoon.
Yeah, and then we'll get back to you about it and try to put all this together and have that. So, yeah, I don't think there's much else to say.
No.
I did talk to a few of the women about the idea of talking to the old people and the elders of their communities, which is a really exciting venture that we hopefully will do. So basically figuring out how we're going to get them all together and drive to like Beagle Bay, Cape Leveque, Horse Creek and Fitzroy Crossing. Where is Horse Creek?
That's Fitzroy Crossing.
Oh, is it? So how far away is that? That's...
I'm not too sure. Fitzroy's 350 k's or something.
Oh, it's got to be more than that. I thought it was like an 8-hour drive, isn't it?
No, about 4.5.
Oh, is that all? Oh, cool. And then Halls Creek's what, the next one?
After that, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so if we could do that, that would be incredible. Kanisha came around this week and was talking about performance and like the traditional dance as well, and how that is entitled respects to their community and things. So that is that's a harder thing, not to project commercially, but within other communities apparently. So she's invited me to a performance if her grandfather allows that, and if it is, I'm just honoured that she's invited me, because I really believe Kanisha has the ability to share a co-produced workshop with activities and things like performance and dance, and showing that language is not only through creative outlets in fine art but also in performance and that. So yeah, we're nearly at the shops, so we'll say bye for now.
Yep, bye for now.
You're on.
Oh, we're back. Just got back from our meeting at Morrgul. Met with Lee Bevan. Yeah. Got a bit of formal information. So now we've got a bit more research to do and how we're going to structure and our progress from here. So there's quite a few things we've got to look at, in whether we go as an association, a cooperative, a company. So just have to research all those and see which is our best direction to go.
What I felt though was what I got out of it was association is probably our best direction. He told us the story of Millie Romara, of how they began, and for one, he was just really excited about what we were talking about, because he really helped me in our structure, explain to him about the small picture, mid picture, large picture, and he didn't know a thing about it, so we had to tell him from the beginning to the end what we are and who we are, and then he told us the story of Millie Romara, how they all started as recovered alcoholics, and it was a small group of Aboriginals of Broome.
Yep, and they basically started off as an association. As they got bigger, they changed to a corporation, and then that way, that's how they got their funding to where they're at now. And that's how quite big they are at the moment. So
Milia Ramara is the drug and alcohol rehabilitation here, obviously, and it's very big, isn't it?
yeah,
It is confusing. There's so much information he gave us, but it was wonderful. Like, it's opened up little doors that you've got to research
Yes.
and do. As I said, what?
Cameron's here.
Oh, okay.
We might have to cut and say again. That was good though.
Anyway, we have a guest come, so
To fix the pool?
Yeah, we gotta go. We'll talk to you later.
Back again. I just had the guy come over for the pool, so sorry for the interruption. And I've forgotten where we left off.
I can't remember either.
We're talking about Milia Ramara and how they established as a group to start with, and an association, and then now corporation. So that's something for us to look at. It's maybe set up as an association, and then later down the track, once things progress, we can become a corporation.
Yeah, that was good. Well, I didn't know that. I thought when you become either an organisation, company or association, then you are stuck at that. Because apparently there's, what was it, S.K.C that is based on Aboriginal funding or something. Then you have federal funding, then you have state funding, and some of them, I think it's association. If we become an association, we can then not go for federal funding.
Yeah.
But
So that's what I've got to look into now, basically, with how we set up our group, under what banner, as to where we can get funding from.
yeah, so I had to explain the small, mid and large picture. So for me, the small picture is, like the group becoming their own leaders and co-producing, designing their workshop and programs. And that will be directed to the youth of Broome, the community of Broome, and the old people and elders of the communities and things like that. That's sort of what we're thinking. So that those small pictures would involve a smaller funding thing. That's something where we wouldn't need to still leave being here, would we? We're not looking at a place to do that. We could do this still at our house and that.
Yeah.
But so the funding would be accessibility. So probably like a van or four-wheel drive to get to the communities, and then also paying our members that have co-produced these courses. So S.K.C could then the members could give an invoice, and then S.K.C can pay them for the courses and facilitating the courses. The mid picture is where we would probably then change our association, because that's the dream of building the art centre, the gallery, having the community connections of all the Kimberleys, involving our connection with mental health and drug and alcohol services, and things like that, and possibly even documentaries of sharing our stories and that sort of thing. And then the big picture, which I don't know what kind of funding or association we'd or what kind of organisation, charity thing we'd have to be for that, but that's about the hope would be to be designing a curriculum for primary schools and high schools of the truth of Aboriginal culture around Australia and their timeline, their journey, their truth. They're not only what we are taught, which is nothing. I remember the rabbit-proof fence when I was a kid, and vaguely, and a little bit about Cook, Tasmania's massacre, like just these really in a way terrible highlights of
the grim stories, not the
the truth of culture, tradition and law and things.
So basically, we've got a 3-step process to go through. Establish where we're going to for now, and then once we get to that point, get to the next point, to our mid picture, and then once we're at the mid picture, you do the transition into the bigger picture.
Yeah, and hopefully by that stage, our members are, well, by the mid picture, I'm hoping the members are facilitating this art centre and joining with all the other community and the art hubs around the Kimberleys, and taking those roles that are elected for those kind of things, like, you know, distributing art around the world and putting us on the map, putting them on the map, really. You know, by the big picture, it's stepping aside and allowing whoever we've gained and grown from them to help with this designed curriculum. That would be a huge project, especially if it's Australia-wide. You know, we're looking at communities all over Australia, so not just the Kimberleys. We're looking from the desert to the sea, which is a big island. So, you know, that's a massive thing. So when the mid picture is at its point of running smoothly, then the big picture would then start getting looked at a bit more. Hey.
Yep. So I've got my work cut out now. Well, Brent continues all the workshops and everything else. I'll be doing the research and establishing our direction from there. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
I need it.
You do, because our writing on it is, this is how crazy it looks. Like that's and how Lee Bevan said, you know, that's exactly what it does look like. It's all over the place. There are so many different regulations, and if this is what we want, and we build the best structure for us, we have to do it right. Don't we?
Do it right the
we have
first
to
time.
do it right and make sure we do it right. Yeah.
So we'll keep you up to date on the progress and what information I find, and let you know how things are going.
Yeah, no, okay, so because we were interrupted before, I'll edit these 3 little videos. We did put them together, and hope you all enjoy it. Have a great week.
A weekend now, it's Friday.
Yeah.
So
I want to mention Taylor Swift, but I'm going to keep my brain...
no, it's not about Taylor, it's about the group, so thanks. See ya.